Vidura College Grade 3 English Language Reading Comprehension Lesson 6 Asia, the Wonderful Continent. Hi children, today we are going to learn a new lesson in your English reader. Can you take your English reader and turn to page 36? Can you read the topic? The topic is Asia, the Wonderful Continent. In this lesson, we are going to learn some interesting facts about Asia. Before that, let's see what's a continent. A continent is a large solid area of land. The earth has 7 continents. In order from largest to smallest, they are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and the smallest continent is Australia. Most of the continents are also divided to units called countries. This is Asian continent. You can see there are many countries in Asian continent. Sri Lanka, the country we live also belongs to the Asian continent. Let's learn more about our beautiful Asian continent. Take your English books and read with me. Asia, the wonderful continent. Asia is the largest continent in the world, bigger than the whole of North and South America added together. The Asian landscape has huge variations. The world's highest mountain, Mount Everest, is in Asia. Stretched across northern Russia, there are cold forests, and towards southeast, there are warm, wet rainforests. Here you can see some beautiful places that you can find in Asian continent. See how beautiful they are. Rice. Rice is an important food throughout Asia. Countries like India, Thailand, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, and Japan grow rice. Now, children, what is our main food? Our main food is rice. Do you like to eat rice? Can you name some countries that grow rice? India, Thailand, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Japan grow rice. Towards the north of India contain many of the highest mountains in the world. The highest place on earth, Mount Everest, which is 8,848 meters high, is also found there. Now, children, can you tell me what is the highest place on the earth? Yes, the Mount Everest is the highest place on the earth. Now tell me what is the height of the Mount Everest? Yes, it is 8,848 meters high. We can find the world's highest place also in the Asian continent. Next, we are going to learn about a world wonder which we can see in China. What do you know about China? China is the most populated country in the world. Can you see how beautiful is China? Let's read. The Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China is a long wall built in about 200 BC. It is a wonderful creation of man. It is made of stones, bricks, wood, and other materials for protection by the ancient Chinese king, King Shi Huang. The widest section of the wall is around 9 meters and it is around 6,300 kilometers long. Next, turn to page 37. We are going to learn about Russia now. Russia is the largest country of the world and it is a very beautiful country. Here you can see some beautiful places in Russia. Let's read. Russia, the largest country of the world. Russia is in Asia. Moscow is the capital city there. There are 100,000 rivers in Russia. There are snow-covered coastlines and many mountains and lakes too. There is a very long railway line running from Moscow of Russia to Beijing of China. It is called the Trans-Siberian railway line. Now tell me, what is the largest country of the world? Yes, Russia is the largest country of the world and it is also in Asia. Tell me, what is the capital city there? Moscow is the capital city of Russia. As I told you, Russia is a beautiful country. There are snow-covered coastlines, mountains, and there are many rivers you can see in Russia. There is a very long railway line running from Moscow of Russia to Beijing of China. It is the longest railway line in the world and it is called the Trans-Siberian railway line. Now we are going to learn about Sri Lanka. As you know, Sri Lanka is a beautiful island. Can you see these pictures? How many places you can identify here? Have you ever visited one of these places before? Okay, now let's read about Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, the teardrop of Asia. Sri Lanka is in the south of the Asian continent. Due to its beautiful shape, it is called the teardrop of Asia. Sri Lanka is a small island in the Indian Ocean. There are beautiful mountains, rivers, and coastlines in Sri Lanka. The longest river, Mahavali, is 335 kilometers long and falls into the sea from Trincomalee. Okay, now we are going to learn more about Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka also an Asian country. Due to its beautiful shape, it is called the teardrop of Asia. Some call it as the pearl of the Indian Ocean. It is a small island. Though it is a small island, you can see many beautiful places in Sri Lanka. There are many mountains, rivers, and coastlines in Sri Lanka. What do you mean by a coastline? Coastline is the boundary between the land and the ocean or lake. You can see many beautiful beaches around Sri Lanka. Children, what is the longest river? The longest river of Sri Lanka is River Mahavali, and it is 335 kilometers long, and it falls into the sea from Trincomalee. Sri Lanka has been a popular destination for travelers since the ancient times. In the world map drawn by Ptolemy long ago, it was named as Taprobane. Arabs called it Serendip. Due to its location in the Indian Ocean, Sri Lanka had been a meeting place for Eastern and Western traders and sailors. Now tell me, who drew the world map a long time ago according to this lesson? Yes, a person called Ptolemy drew the world map a long time ago, and he named our country as Taprobane. But Arabs call our country as Serendip. Because of the location of the Sri Lanka in the Indian Ocean, it was a meeting place for Eastern and Western traders. In this lesson, we learn some important things about Asia. You also try to find more information about Asia. Okay, shall we answer the questions given in page 38? Can you turn to page 38? Comprehension. Question number 1. What are the rice-growing countries mentioned in this lesson? What are the rice-growing countries mentioned in this lesson? Can you remember the answer? What are the rice-growing countries mentioned in this lesson? Yes, the rice-growing countries are India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Vietnam, and Japan. They are the rice-growing countries mentioned in this lesson. Question number 2. When was the Great Wall of China built? When was the Great Wall of China built? Can you remember the answer? If you want, you can go through the lesson again and find the answer. When was the Great Wall of China built? The Great Wall of China was built in 200 BC. The Great Wall of China was built in 200 BC. Question number 3. What is it made of? What is it made of? It is made of, yes, it is made of stone bricks, wood, and other materials. It is made of stone bricks, wood, and other materials. Now let's go to the question number 4. The question number 4 is, why was it built? Why was it built? It was built for protection by the ancient Chinese king, Qin Shi Huang. Okay, now let's try to give the answer for question number 5. The question number 5 is, what is the largest country in the world? Can you remember the largest country in the world? Yes, the largest country in the world is Russia. Next, question number 6. What is Trans-Siberian Railway Line? The Trans-Siberian Railway Line is a very long railway line running from Moscow of Russia to Beijing of China. Let's see what is the last question. The last question is, how is the Sri Lanka called by Arabs? Sri Lanka was called Serendip by Arabs. Now, can you copy these answers in your English writing book? First write the date, then write the topic, and write comprehension A, and write answers for the given questions. Now, we are going to do task 2. Look at the phrases in column A, match them with what is given in B to make meaningful sentences. First, I will read the phrases in column A. Number 1. Sri Lanka was a meeting place. Number 2. The Asian landscape has. Number 3. Towards the north of India. Number 4. Moscow is the. Number 5. Ptolemy prepared a world map. Now I will read the phrases in column B. A. There are many high mountains. B. Capital city of Russia. C. For traders and sailors. D. Huge variations. E. Where Sri Lanka is named as Taprobane. Now let's match A with B to make meaningful sentences. Number 1. Sri Lanka was a meeting place. What is the answer? Let's find the answer in column B. Sri Lanka was a meeting place. Yes, the answer is C, for traders and sailors. Sri Lanka was a meeting place for traders and sailors. Can you match? Number 2. The Asian landscape has. Let's find the answer in column B. The Asian landscape has. Yes, the answer is D, huge variations. The Asian landscape has huge variations. Number 3. Towards the north of India. What should be the letter? The answer is A, letter A. There are many high mountains. Towards the north of India, there are many high mountains. Number 4. Moscow is the. Moscow is the answer is answer B, capital city of Russia. The answer is capital city of Russia. Moscow is the capital city of Russia. Now let's see the last one. Ptolemy prepared a world map. Ptolemy prepared a world map. Yes, the answer is answer A, where Sri Lanka is named as Taprobane. Ptolemy prepared a world map where Sri Lanka is named as Taprobane. Can you match as I shown here? Activity B. Read the text once again. Let's make brief notes on the following topics. Write 2 sentences about each one of them using your own words. Now, in this activity, you have to write 2 sentences about each picture. Picture A is the Great Wall of China. Read the text about China and write 2 sentences your own. Picture B is Russia. What do you know about Russia? Can you read the text again and write 2 sentences? Picture C is rice. What do you know about rice? Can you write 2 sentences about rice? Picture D is Sri Lanka. Now you know a lot about Sri Lanka. Can you write 2 sentences about beautiful Sri Lanka? Activity C. Listening and speaking. Task 1. Listen to the text about India read by your teacher to fill in the blanks. Now children, in this activity, I'm going to read a text about India. First you have to listen me carefully and fill in the blanks. I'll read the text twice. When I read the text for the first time, you have to write the answers on the dotted lines. When I read for the second time, you have to recheck your answers. Are you ready? Here we go. India. India is the 7th largest country in the world. It is the second most populous country in the world. India became independent nation in 1947 and the independence struggle was led by national heroes like Mahatma Gandhi. In India, there are 28 states and 7 union territories. I'll read the text again. Check your answers. If you couldn't write answers, please listen for the second time and try to pick the answer when I read. India. India is the 7th largest country in the world. It is the second most populous country in the world. India became independent nation in 1947. The independence struggle was led by national heroes like Mahatma Gandhi. In India, there are 28 states and 7 union territories. Now check your answers with the teacher's answers. How many answers you got correct? Task 2. Write a brief note about Sri Lanka. Children, I think you know many facts about Sri Lanka. In this activity, we are going to write a brief note about Sri Lanka. You can use the following guidelines given by the teacher to make a brief note. You can write, where is it situated? What are the other names that we used to call Sri Lanka in the past? What is the capital of Sri Lanka? Name the national flower, national tree, national game of Sri Lanka. Who is the president of Sri Lanka? Who is the prime minister of Sri Lanka? Name some beautiful places to visit in Sri Lanka. You can include many other facts about Sri Lanka and make a nice brief note. and you can paste pictures if you like. Activity D, Word Bank. Task 1. Find the meanings of the following words using the Oxford English Mini Dictionary and write them in your notebook. The words are variations, important, creation, coastline. Task 2. Let's use the above words and write meaningful sentences. I hope you will complete Activity D as a homework. Now we have come to the end of our beautiful lesson, Asia, the wonderful continent. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Let's meet in another lesson. Have a nice day, children.